Hi there, welcome back. This is Mark II, and this is my unnamed series about Drifter. Drifter is a space exploration and general adventuring game by Celsius Game Studio. There's links in the description if you are interested, and you probably already have it, or maybe you don't know. I'm not prejudiced that way. We did mining last time. This is episode 4, and we're going to go back to weapons again. So what we have here is an objective, and I'm just going to go back and do lasers again, just as a baseline. Some of the improvements for 0.5.0 was rebalancing some of the weapons, so we'll see if there's any differences in the lasers. Now, I will admit, I have actually used them up until now because I had to earn a lot of credits so that I could afford to buy all of these weapons so that I can show them off. Okay, so we should have the bad guy over here somewhere. Not seeing him. Not showing up anywhere. There he is. There he is. Okay, it's an Orca. And there's our lasers. They look fairly much the same as they always have. I think we might be out of range. We're closing in on him, though. Coming about. He's coming about. All right. There we go. We got him in our sights, though. Okay, get out of the way here. All right. Some things never change. The AI in these guys is not all that advanced. It isn't particularly. The hostile AI is not that good, so they're not that hard to kill. They always do basically the same thing. They just run back and forth. One time I was able to actually get directly behind one of them when he was very close, and I followed him, and it seems like what they do is just go off in a to a set distance, and then they come about and come back and basically against their previous course, and no matter what. So I think that rather than trying to evade, what they really do is just follow these race tracks back and forth. So they're pretty easy to outsmart once you kind of understand what they're doing. It does get complicated when there's more than one, and some of the system patrol, and if you go into dangerous systems, you might have 3 of them coming after you. Okay, we need to get these containers here. Illegal goods, that's what we were looking for, the illegal goods. So now let's head on back. But anyway, that was the demonstration for the laser, and as you can see, it looked kind of the same as the other one. It takes a few passes to kill off an Orca, and an Orca is kind of a, I don't know, mid-size, or I guess if you called the Shrike a compact and the Kukri a subcompact, then an Orca would probably be I don't know what, maybe a full size or a standard size, something like that. Anyway, let me stop here. We'll go back and get another mission, and I will reconfigure, re-equip with different weapons, new ones this time, weapons that we've never seen before. Okay, here we are in Tikak, see whatever the name of this place is. I don't know if it's pronounceable in human. But we're equipped with muon blasters now. They look like that. Pretty slow rate of fire. But let's head on over there and see how it works out, because they're supposed to hit much harder than lasers, or even plasma cannon, I think. We did the plasma cannon. That was my weapon of choice before. And we do also, maybe not this episode, but we do need to go back and revisit the particle beam. I wasn't really happy with the particle beam the way it was before. We'll see if that was one of the rebalances. Here we go. He's around here somewhere. Where? There he is. He's up there to the front of us somewhere. Right there. Okay. Now we're going to watch over there to the upper right corner. Oh man, look at that. That took him out. That took him out right there. That was it. That was that was pretty impressive. Illegal goods. Okay, that's what we were really after. But we also got a little steel plate, so that's nice. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I know in the early episode I was very, very happy that we picked up some steel plate. And because I was going to have to replace my steel plate anyway. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but you can actually fix the your plate rather than buying a replacement for it. But anyway, we have to go back to where is it that we were? Let's see. We have to go back to enough where we started this to deliver our illegal goods. So I'm going to head on back there, pick out another weapon, and maybe sell off some of this stuff that we got. What do we get here? Let's see. Let's go back in here for just a second. I got a bunch of homing missiles, some steel plate, and some illegal goods. So we'll pick that up. We'll head back over. We'll buy up... man, I hope I have enough money. I've only got 36,000. That might not be enough to buy another set of things. But anyway... I'll see you over, well, wherever we end up next. You don't need to see all of that stuff going on. You're pretty much an expert on that by now. So we'll see in about 1 second. Somewhere, I have no idea where. Maybe a place called I Get Ya. Okay, I'm back over in Tuanuff, or Toynuff, Tuanuff, whatever the name of the place is. Can't pronounce these things. They're like alien. Some of them don't even have real names. They have like letters and numbers, which you can pronounce. But I think that means that whoever lives there, you can't even begin to. Like Tuanuff, you can kind of play around with it and maybe get something. But I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. But anyway, while I was here at the ship market, I wanted to show you in the thing here, the Muon Blaster that we were just using is actually a relatively modestly priced weapon, $23,750. Yeah, that's actually a good deal. Let's see here. Plasma cannon that we already know is pretty decent is $9,500, but I think that Muon Blaster is much better. Lasers, of course, at $1,900 are your basic weapon. I think what we're going to be doing next is going to the Gamma Beam, which is a little more expensive, and I don't quite have enough cash, so I'm going to have to sell some stuff in order to get those. But I will take care of that. Let's see, that's 100 damage compared to the Muon Blaster, which is 50. Use a little more energy. Same delay. Velocity much higher. Okay, so that looks like a much more powerful weapon, but as you know from the particle beam experience from before, which was supposed to be much better than anything, though I think they changed those around. The particle beam looks like it's more powerful now than plasma cannon. We'll have to have a look at that. We'll go back and revisit that sometime. Not this episode, some other episode. It's going to take a few episodes to get through all these weapons. Look at that Neutron Lancer. Look at that thing. 300 damage, velocity 1,000. Whoa, that's pretty impressive. Anyway, we'll be back in about 1 second at wherever it is that I end up going. Okay, here we are, and I get ya. And you might know I predicted that's where we would be going. There's a very short but extremely dull story behind that, so I won't bother you with it. Right now we're going to do our usual thing. We're going to look for a bad guy, and this time we're going to be using Gamma Beam. I didn't think to show you what that's going to look like before we get over there. We'll have a chance. We'll have a chance. Uh-oh, we're already there. There he is. He's off behind here. Well, you'll see soon enough because we got a bad guy coming. There's the Gamma Beam. Oops, I took... Got to get my fingers on the right buttons here. There he is. Man, I hate it when they're in the sun like that. I can't see. Where is he? I can't even... There he is. Okay. Alright, now we're in the sun, but I'll bet you that's not a disadvantage for him. Now look at that gamma beam. It does a fair amount of damage, but I'm not sure if I don't like that that muon blaster better for my taste. Yeah, I think the muon blaster was actually faster. This is a slightly more expensive weapon too. So so I'd have to say also occurs to me with these beam weapons like this, I wonder if you have to like stay on target for the whole duration of the beam to get the full damage effect from it, like that there. Oops, there's the container. We don't want to lose that, because this is a rogue replicant, so we're looking to get the replicant core and return that to wherever it is we came from, Toanuf or wherever that place is. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Replicant core. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, I'm going to return back over there and acquire some weapons. That might take a little time. As you can see in the lower right corner, I only have about 5,000 credits right now. And I think the next weapon is going to be more than that. So, and I don't even know what all we have here. Muon blaster, you know, neutron lancer. There's also some kind of rifle out there. And we're only doing beam and particle type weapons for this this particular episode. We'll move on to the projectile weapons and missile and rocket type weapons later on and get into those. But anyway, I'll be back in about 1 second as soon as I make a little money and buy some more weapons. Okay, here we are in EA Wow, whatever the name of this place is. And we are equipped with, let's let this guy get by, proton pulse rifles. They cost, the best price I could find on them was $47,500, so it was $95,000 for the pair. I've been shopping around to make sure that I've got everything. There's one other thing, and that's that neutron lancer, and the best price I saw on those was $90,000 a piece. So once we get done with this mission, I will obviously I'll go and make a lot more money, and then we will check out the neutron lancer. Still just a little scratchy, but we're fine. Okay, we should be coming up close here. There's his music. There he is. It's a kukri. It does take him down pretty quick, doesn't it? Once you get on target. So that's pretty good. 3 containers out of the deal. There's the core. That's what we were really looking for. Plasma cannon. And ceramic capacitor. Okay, that'll save a little bit of work, but we got to come up with 180,000, and I only have about 11,700. So we'll sell some stuff, and we'll do a few more missions, and as far as you're concerned, I'll be back in about 1 second, armed with neutron lancer. So the proton pulse rifle does seem to be pretty good. I'd say that is an incrementally better than the Gamma Blaster, or the Muon Blaster rather. But for the money, I think you get more bang for your buck out of the Muon Blaster. But if money's no object, go with a Proton Pulse Rifle. At this point, we're going to see what that Neutron Lancer does here in about a second. Okay, here we are in Ukuo, and we will be, we have our very expensive Neutron Lancers. That's what we have today. We're going to head over here and we're going to show them off against whatever random target this is. And it bears mentioning that in all this whole exercise, the targets have varied from anywhere from kukris to orcas, and the total amount of effort it takes to bring one down varies depending on what your target is. So you can't really go one for one and say, well, that was obviously much easier than the other one, so it's a much better weapon. Isn't necessarily the case if you're trying to blow up an orca as compared to a kukri. So you have to bear that in mind. The comparisons are kind of general. So, pardon me, had to, I'm still not seeing any sign. Oh, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Okay. So around here somewhere. You hear his music, you know he's around somewhere. It's just like the movies. Where are you? Let's slipstream this way a little bit. There he is. Where'd he go? There he is right there. Okay, here come the Neutron Lancers. See there? Look at that. He ain't gonna know what hit him here. He's gonna wish he had not messed with us. Now I want you to notice something. See if you can pick this up. The difference between this weapon and other weapons. Oh, he's an orca, by the by, speaking of which. See that maneuver? Not everybody can pull that off. See what I'm showing you here? What's different about this kind of weapon? We'll revisit it momentarily. Right now, we're about ready to destroy this this orca. And there's his containers. This was a rogue replicant. Excuse me. And there's the replicant core, and may as well pick up this little bit of booty here. Whoops. There we go. Basic homing missile. I think I got a pile of those things by now. Okay, now I've got to return that to another system for the reward on that replicant core. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be back, and I'll be ready to demonstrate for you what I was trying to point out. Okay, the system we're in right now is Wolfram. And as you can see from over here in the lower left, the safety is 37%. This is not a particularly safe place to be. And I have chosen to outfit with lasers. And we're going to show you what I was talking about here, but I want to make it dramatic. So we're going to try and find some kind of vagabonds or miscreants of some sort or another out here to let's cover a little extra ground here. Because if you look at the energy weapons, you can broadly divide them into two categories. There's the beam weapons like the Neutron Lancer that we just looked at, and then there's blast weapons like the lasers. Laser, Muon Blaster, Proton Pulse Rifle all shoot off relatively rapid stream of powerful blasts, while the beams are relatively slow, and that would be Particle Beam, Gamma Beam, and the Neutron Lancer. And they're relatively slow to fire, so You don't get as much shots off with those, but they do a lot of damage where you hit. But I wanted to show you a little bit of difference here, and now the system is not going to cooperate with me because we still hear the normal music. So I'm gonna break a little bit. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I became impatient with oot, and here we are with Wolfham, and decided to come to oot. So here we go. Okay, now watch these things. See how they go in an arc? As I'm moving around, they're playing more like in a Newtonian sort of universe, sort of set of. I want to go on that same guy that I was shooting at before, though. Now you can use that to your advantage and duck right through a stream of them, and that's how you're going to survive in a hostile environment like this. You gotta keep your wits about you, though. Don't let too many of those things hit you. Here we are going with lasers against these hardened criminals out here in Oot. How you pronounce that? I still haven't managed the pronunciation thing. But here, see that? Look at that. See how they go out, and each individual blast goes as it in a straight line according to where it was before. So it's really hard to hit them until you're on a. This guy's gonna get me in his. I need to get out of there. Somebody blew up. All right, I lost some hull there. I wonder if there's a canister around. No, no canister. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I think that demonstrates what I was going to try to demonstrate. And hopefully I'll get past that before too much more damage. I got to fix my hull. So we're going to go over there, and now I'm going to go and get some services here at the Oot station and come back out and hopefully find some more bad guys rather quickly. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it from here. I'm going to have to go back to Wolfham. Okay, but at any rate, I'll be back in about 1 second. Don't worry about it. Okay. You can tell by the music that this is dangerous. Oh, there he is. There he is. Alright, now here's the thing. You see how, as I maneuver, the beam maneuvers around with me, rather than with a blast weapon, where the individual blasts continue on their original path. So I can use this beam weapon. I can sweep across and maybe hit him without having to maintain a stable path. So that can be an advantage. See there, it would be hard to get that shot with blast weapons, and probably with any of the projectile weapons that we're going to be looking at in the next thing. Okay, what happened to my thing? Oh, I got a bounty of 16,000 credits. That's the bounty hunting side of the game, and I do want to do a video on bounty hunting because it's kind of interesting. But anyway, that's the whole 6. Well, we didn't really get into plasma cannons, but we did those in the earlier weapon of choice. So, you know, they're pretty good. They're better than lasers. Not as good as, say, a muon blaster. Definitely not as good as a proton pulse rifle. So in general, I would say you have blast weapons, you have beam weapons. Some people are going to prefer one over the other for various reasons. The beam is certainly a slow refire rate in every case, and you can use that to your advantage, though, because you do have that beam that follows you around. You can actually aim your beam after you've started shooting it. Uh-oh, we got another bad guy around here somewhere. I didn't mean to shoot right then. Oh, here we go. Here he is. Probably that guy's cousin. Let's see. See, I'm trying to explain things, and these bad guys, they just don't want me to explain things, because they know if enough people learn how this stuff works, they don't stand a chance out here in a desperately dangerous universe. of Drifter. And here we go. Look at that. See, he's done. But his blasts keep coming. All right. Now you can hear there's probably somebody else around. We're back into peaceful music now. Okay, so anyway, that's the whole point of it. There's approximately, as far as I can tell, and I don't know, maybe if I were smart I would have looked this up somewhere, but I couldn't find it. There are 6 energy weapons, lasers, which are the standard weapon, pulse cannons, particle beams, muon blasters, gamma beam, neutron lancer, proton pulse rifle. Is that 6 or was that 7? At any rate, some of them are beam and some of them are blast, and it's really going to depend on your own personal style as to which ones you're going to use. Some may be better in some cases than others. And one thing we haven't done is try to mix them up a little bit, you know, and have like one of one kind and one of another kind to see if they complement each other in some way. And maybe we'll do that in the future. Right now, I don't know. I haven't come up with a good experiment. Let's put it that way. I don't know how to experiment around with that. So anyway, that's it for this episode. The next episode we'll be going into projectile weapons, and we'll be going back to the machine gun and starting to look at these other things, mass drivers and auto cannons and so forth, see how they work. And we will eventually work in the missile launchers and rocket launchers. And the rocket launchers, I'm not even clear on exactly how they work. Are they really more of a projectile weapon that you have in addition to a missile launcher, or do they go in your missile launcher hard point? I don't know. We're going to find out in maybe not next episode, but within the next couple episodes. So thanks for watching. This is Mark II over here in Drifter, my own little galaxy of adventure and fun and bad guys who don't let me get a thought out. So hope to see you next time. Take it easy. Watch out, it's a dangerous universe out there, you know.